All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the Apostle Nils, the Great Millstone. Peace, safety, and blessings to Yakims, pushing his truth and sincerity and in truth. Okay. Got another lesson through the Spirit entitled The Importance of Wordplay. You know, because you have a lot of false ideologies in Christianity and even amongst Israel that they don't like to understand. Not they don't like, but they don't understand the importance of wordplay, the meaning and the etymology of words. Okay, and you get a greater understanding on looking up the origins of words. Okay, this is Sirach 1:1. It says, interpret, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. Okay, so when you read this should tell you red flag right there, because if it has not the same force, that means some of the meanings can actually change. Okay, so you have to go into the meaning of words. Okay, and a lot of groups don't do that. For example, let's read some scriptures. This is Romans 11:1. It said, I say then, has the Most High cast away his people? Most High forbid, for I am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Now, let's go into the meaning of some of these words. His, origin. I mean, your original Strong's G848. Okay. The definition is of himself, themselves, them. So his people would be the people of his self, same bloodline of him. Okay. Go back up. It says his people. So we got the definition of his. That means of himself. That means if something's of you, that means it's a part of you. Okay. Now let's look at people. Lehos. A people group, tribe, nation, all those of the same stock and language. Now, check this out. Of the same stock and of the same language. Okay. I say, then, have the Most High cast away his people of the same stock and of the same language? No, he didn't. Let's see who those people are. For I am an Israelite. So that tells you that that stock and that language are of the same people, Israel. And if it's saying the Most High and it's his people has to be the Israelites, because everyone is not the stock of Israel. Okay, plain and simple. I mean, this lesson can be cut short right there, but it's not. Okay, so check this out. Of the seed of Abraham, that's the chosen seed, of the tribe of Benjamin. They have the same stock. They speak the same language. Okay. Forbid means no, not least. Okay. And he said, for I am an Israelite. Now, that same stock and that same language is this the definition of Israelite. An Israelite, one of the nation of Israel, a name to be held in honor. So if it's this name and this people are to be held in honor, that means what? They're above everybody. everybody can't be held in honor, okay? Because you have, that's the difference between having a chosen, that's the difference from having servants and kings, okay? You honor a king. People don't honor servants, okay? If you have a job, when you working, you basically honoring your employer. You know why? Because they gave you a chance to do your job. So you basically honoring them and honoring your word to them that I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability and bring production to this company. Okay, that's you honoring that person, because at any given moment that person can fire you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But we see that the Most High didn't cast away his people. His people are the Israelites. All right. Now we get the word seed. Let's go back up. It says, for I am an Israelite of the seed. Let's go to the word seed. Okay. It says sperma. Plain and simple. Sperm that comes from a man. Okay. From which a plant generates. Like you plant a seed. A plant gonna grow from it. Okay. The seed, the grain kernel, which contains within itself the germ of the future plants. Okay. Of the grains of the kernel sown. Metaphor: a seed, a residue, or a few survivors reserved as the germ of the next generation. Okay, of the next generation. Just as seed is kept from the harvest for the sowing. The semen vial, the product of this semen, seed, children, offspring. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The seed. Okay. So we go back up here and let's read this. It says, I am the seed. Okay, so I say then has the Most High cast away his people. He is belonging to him, people of the same language and culture, seed of the same sperm line or bloodline. Okay, and they are Israelites. So he didn't cast away his people. So some people like, well, the Most High God cast away his people, and by him doing that, the blessing goes to the Israelites first and then the Gentile. No, it didn't say that. He didn't cast his people away. All right. Got seed. Now this is the seed. Check this out. This is the seed. We all know we come from Abraham. This is a quick precept. It's the 2nd Ezra 6:54 through 59. It says, and after this, Abraham, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made it the world for our sake. As for the other people, which also come from of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle. Now, when we go back up, we seen the chosen people, or the people of him, are the Israelites. So we know that also the people that are chosen is Israel. Okay. Let's see. Let me get out of this for a second. Okay. Now we're gonna go back. Not gonna work, Satan. All right. It says, and has likened the abundance of them to a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold these heathens which have ever been reputed as nothing because they wasn't of that seed line or that chosen, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people. That same thing when you go up here, and it says, has he cast away his people? Okay. Now when you go back down here, it says 58. But we, those chosen people, thy people, of the same bloodline and of the same heritage, are offspring of you, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands, because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so by us doing that, we became on a lower level, all the way at the bottom. Okay, it don't mean that he tossed us to the wayside and everybody else is a part of this now. We're just carrying out a punishment, a sentence we have to go through. Okay, but it says, if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we, see how possessive that is? We, not the whole world. Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Okay, so everything you see in here is broke up in categories. If everybody was one people, you wouldn't have phrases and verses like this. Okay, it makes no sense. Someone's chosen, everyone else isn't. Plain and simple. But this is the importance of going into the meaning of words. This is Romans 9, 7, and 8. Neither because they are of the seed, because Abraham had many children. Okay, that seed is sperma. Are they children? Are they all children? But in Isaac thy seed shall be called. Well, thy seed shall thy seed be called. Let me read it again. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called, which means chosen. Okay, called is basically an election, the chosen. Okay, the chosen men that's going to wake up, that 144,000 are going to be waking up. They have to be from the seed of the chosen. Just like when you go back and it says thy people, it says the world was made for our sakes. That's all Israel. Okay, see the importance of going into words. All right, it says verse 8, that they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, go again. Okay, now verse 2. Let me do this again. Get out of here. Okay. Verse 2. It says, the Most High hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Let's see if I can hold this up. Okay. Which he foreknew. Okay, the word foreknew right here. It says either or than. Okay, so which he knew, past tense. You know what I'm saying? You foreknow something, it means you have a prior knowledge of it. Okay, it says he didn't cast us away his people, which he foreknew. When you know his people is Israel. Okay, the scripture says of Elias, how he maketh intercession of the Most High against Israel, saying, okay, Israel, that's his people. So he foreknew them, but they just got put on the back burner because they broke the laws. Okay, so who was Paul's brethren? If we go back up there and it says see, Romans, where we at? When Paul said, okay, my people, I'm the tribe of Benjamin. Okay, I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. And when you go to Romans 9, right here, it says, because they are the seed of Abraham. It says, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Okay. When you go back up in the verse, it's I think it's Romans, it's like 9:1. When you read in that, it's basically telling you who all these things were for. Okay. And Paul, if he's speaking to Israel, when he's telling you everything he's telling you, he's saying, for I am also an Israelite. Okay. So let's see who his brethren is. This is Romans 9, basically what I was just talking about, 1 through 6. It says, I say the truth, and Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness, and the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren. Now, Paul already let you know that he was an Israelite. Okay? So, my kinsman, according to the flesh. If he's an Israelite, and he's telling you, and this is him speaking, and we talking about flesh, that lets you know it was a sperm or a bloodline that was passed through. Okay? Just reading this, you wouldn't get this. You have to go into the meaning of words. All right? It says, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom concerning the flesh Hamashiach came, who is over all, Most High blessed forever. Amen. Now, not as though the word of the Most High taken on effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. Okay? Everybody is not gonna be of Israel just because they come from the seed line of Abraham. All right? It says, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so, then, at this present time also, there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Now, that is, it says, I have reserved them to myself. That myself is of the seed of Israel. Okay? That's who the elect is coming from. The nation of Israel. Because we are his people. Alright? Go to the word election. It says the act of picking out, choosing. Okay? We know Israel was the chosen seed through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the chosen line. It says the act of picking out. So it was individually selected. Like, he's going to be one. He's going to, before the foundation of the world even began, he's going to be one. He's going to be one. It was already set up. So we're just basically playing out a movie that already has an ending. Okay? And we're putting on as the elect men. Not saying that we are. But that's what you're fighting for. You're fighting for that position. Okay? You have to fight for that position. You got to do everything you can to fight. Because you want to be, hey man, who don't want to be one of the elect men? Ultimately, it's not up to us, but fight for it. You have to fight for it, okay? This is a spiritual thing, bruh. Okay, the act of the Most High, free will, we know we don't have free will, by which before the foundation of the world, he decreed his blessing to certain persons. So it's certain people before the world was even, this place was even put here, this earth was even put here, that he already knew how the beginning, the middle, and end was gonna play out. Okay, it's just us. It's up to us, so to speak. To hey, all we can do is praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, call upon His name, do the works, and have faith. Okay, everything else is in His hands. All right. It says a thing or a chosen people person chosen. And you have of persons, the Most High's elect. So it's a chosen people from a certain bloodline. It says nowhere in the scriptures where everybody else could be a part of that chosen bloodline. But this all stems from digging and actually looking into what words mean. You would actually get this kind of understanding. Okay? It says, and if by grace, then is it no more of works. But we just seen up here, it said, even so then at this time, this present time also, there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Now, and if by grace, then is it no more of works. Grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is no more of grace. Otherwise, work is no more work. What then? Israel have not obtained that which it seeketh for. Okay? But the election hath obtained it. The ones that were already chosen from the nation of Israel. They're going to get it. Okay? They're going to understand all these things full circle. All right? It says, and the rest were blinded. According to as it is written, the Most High has given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. Okay? So it's not for everyone. This truth is not for everyone. Knowing the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is not for everyone. Okay? Getting a proper understanding of these scriptures is not for everyone. Everyone's not going to get it. A lot of people can bring out precepts, quote this, quote that, and the spirit has nothing to do with them. Okay? I knew a Edomite when I was in the world going to church. This guy could quote, and I shit you not. This guy you could tell him Ezekiel, and this guy could word for word quote the whole book of Ezekiel. He said he'd been doing it over 70 years, just memorizing the Bible, you know. But he's an Edomite, so it's basically vanity. All right. This is Isaiah 29 and 13, or 9 through 13. It says, "Stay yourselves." This is a precept to that. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. The philosophies of Esau. That's why they cannot understand. Not only do they not understand, but they don't even go into the meaning of words to get a better understanding of something simple like John 3:16. You know? That's not understanding, and that's also not doing your homework. Okay? It says, verse 10, it says, "For the Most High hath poured out upon them thee the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes, and the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed." That means it's closed. They're not going to get it. Okay? Even if they looked up these words, they're not going to get it. Okay? "Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I'm not learned. Okay. It says, and saith David, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. Always. Okay. Now, let me see. I'll put this here. Okay, I must have put that for another purpose. Let's see, it says, I say then, have that they stumbled that they should not fall. I mean, that they should fall. Most High forbid. But rather, through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. Now, salvation, this don't mean that every other nation gets salvation. Okay? Gentiles. Let me see. A multitude, whether of men or beasts, associated or living together, the human family, a tribe, a nation, a people, of group. See, Esau give you a lot of, he'll give you a lot of shit with the truth, a little bit of truth in it. Okay? Now, anyone that doesn't know and don't have the etymology of the word, they would have said a multitude. Okay, they would have said the human family. That's what they would have picked. But that's not what the scriptures say. Okay? A tribe, a nation, people, or group, and that is the Israelites that this was speaking about. Okay? It says, I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? The Most High forbid. But rather, through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. Okay? And that's what we see today. Okay? You see that the Gentiles, they have everything. Okay? Everything. We look at them like shit. And it makes us mad. Like, it makes me mad to look in the land of Israel and see people that's not the chosen people claiming to be us. Okay? That pissed me off. Okay? I hate seeing that. You know what I'm saying? This is 1 Corinthians. And this is Gentiles. Okay, 12:2. It says, ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Okay, now when we go to that word in the Bible dictionary, Gentiles, Hellenists, Jews in the Bible dictionary. It's okay. Let's see, I bring it. Yep, got it right here. Now I'm gonna go to the word Hellenist. All right. Let's see. All right, Hellenists. Right here it says, Hellenists, Jews who made Greek their tongue, and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices. So Hellenists, this was Jews that made Greek their tongue. So it's basically telling you when you see Gentiles that it's Hellenists. It was Jews that spoke Greek. Okay, kind of like we're Israelites right now, but we speak English, a bastard tongue. Okay. Let me see. It says, now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness? If they took everything and we was put in a low position, and we fell and became poor, now when we be put back in our position, how much more are we gonna get, and we be full with it, the riches, the women, and everything. Okay, if we took a fall and we became Gentiles, okay, we Israelites, but we became Gentiles in our mind in the beginning. Okay, it says, now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness? So when we get back into our power seat through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, we gonna live it up. Okay. For I speak to you Gentiles, and as much as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify in mine office. If by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. Now we know Paul was an Israelite. It says, I may provoke to emulate them which are of my flesh, and might save some of them. Paul's an Israelite. His brethren, his kinsmen, according to the flesh, are Israelites. See how simple this is when you just go into the meaning of words? Okay? Emulation. To provoke to jealousy or rivalry, to provoke to anger. Sometimes when you speak this truth to people, it has to anger them. These motherfuckers stole your heritage. They stole your nationality. Okay, they put you in slavery. They done all these things to you. That makes you mad. And what's in your mind? Revenge. When are we gonna get back on top? Okay, plain and simple. But through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we know He's gonna be the one that gives us the power to do these things. All right. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what should the receiving of them be but the life from the dead? And that's why we are awake. Okay? If we was casted away and the reconciling of the world, like we being put back in our position, so now that we were dead, when we're awake, things should be even better. Okay? For the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy, and if the root be holy, so are the branches. All right, read it again. For the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy, and if the root be holy, so are the branches. All right, Romans 9:21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel to honor unto honor and the other to dishonor? There you go with that lump. That lump is Israel. Okay, we know that the lump of Israel, we were set up to be the best. We were set up to be the chosen, to honor. The other one was to dishonor. That was Esau. Okay. Wow. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree, wert grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the root of the fat and the fatness of the olive tree. Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Okay? Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. Everybody's not going to get it. And thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear. We can't be proud right now, bro. What the fuck do we have to be proud about? Okay? 21. For if the Most High spared not the natural branches, take heed lest He also spare not thee. So you have to be in fear. Nobody is guaranteed. We know there's 144,000. It don't necessarily mean it's you. Okay? Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of the Most High on them which fell. Severity, but toward thee goodness, if thou continue in goodness, and otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. So don't be proud, because the Most High really don't need you. Okay? And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in. For the Most High is able to graft them in again. That's only going to be the elect. Okay? Because we all were lost. We all were lost. But the Yahweh Shem Shai woke up the elders of Great Millstone, and then the process began on grafting in all these people back in. Okay? All these people back in, all these branches. All right? It says 24, for if thou were cut off of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these which be the natural branches be grafted into their own olive tree? Wow. Wow, man, that's deep. It says, for I would not, brethren, that ye should, and there's brethren again. There's brethren again. That ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness is in part is happened to Israel. So some of those branches, when they fell and they broke off of the tree, they're not going to sprout up again and bring forth good fruit. Okay? It's not going to happen because it wasn't in their cards. Okay? Until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. So, that's Yahweh Shai. Okay? And we gonna be delivered, but we don't know who. All right? This is Isaiah 45 and 17. It says, but Israel shall be saved. Okay, so that's let you know when they talk to Jacob, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Okay, but you have to know all these things by studying the etymology of words. Okay, but Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Plain and simple. Okay. For this is my covenant unto them when I shall take away their sins. Like Romans 9 and 1, when you read down, it says who the covenants was given to. This is another covenant that was given to Israel. He's going to take away our sin because only Israel can sin. Okay? But this is the importance of looking into words.